Okay, we're going now.
We're
You
going?
you get no advance warning. We're going now. Now we're going into the the side of a bridge apparently. Cause
Yeah.
yeah, man. Also, welcome to Haha, we stole your problem podcast slash the dumpster fire podcast, a podcast about engineering disasters that is not original in the slightest and is completely stolen with slides. My
Yeah, with
name,
slides.
it's got slides. You know what I have? A
I
few
have slides.
undiagnosed mental illnesses. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, it's podcast about engineering test slides, yada 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 yada. My name is the Pasta Masta. My pronouns are he and him. Okay, fractured sky reel, you have the floor.
Hello. My name's Fractured Sky Real, Fractured Landon, anything you want to call me.
That is
Yeah.
what they call him.
Um my pronouns are he him. I'm currently on the run from police on accounts of crimes aplenty, some including defenestration, parking ticket violation, making frogs dry, kicking swans, and pushing in the soft spots of children's heads.
We do love to see that. We do love to see that. Favorite hobby of mine. That last one. Um,
Yeah, that's great.
a daily occurrence.
Yeah, any child I see, I just get that urge to
Just
just
you
like,
just gotta.
yeah,
It's honestly automatic. You don't even
yeah.
think.
It's just ingrained into my DNA
How could
at
you
that
not?
point.
How could you not?
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
so today we're talking. Last episode, um, of course, we have made a few changes in the 4 month delay.
yeah.
Uh,
Multiple. Actually, it's been more than 4 months.
to
It's been
quote
five. It's been
five,
five.
yeah, okay. To quote to quote G-Man, a previous hire has been unable or unwilling to perform the tasks displayed before them. Uh,
Yeah. So
uh,
just like get the elephant out of the room. We
we
had some
have
problems.
we have yet to find a suitable replacement. And
Yeah.
I can't say the line he says after that because it isn't true. So,
Yeah. So yeah, it's just us two for this one.
yeah,
That may change in the future, but
and
for now, here we are.
G-Man's employer is also known as Snail.
Yes, Snail's
Spoilers for
here.
Half-Life
Not
3, by the way.
really, but
They're here in spirit, and they're also here, just like the bug in my waltz is here, listening to my every word. So, today,
I am the bug.
you, okay, listen. I know you like eating my asbestos, but I can get it out like on my own. Thank you. Okay. So
Okay.
we start today with a very critical problem, very critical issue here. How do you get from St. Petersburg to Bradenton? Okay, two places I'm sure you could place on the map. Um, obviously it's here. When you hear St. Petersburg, the first place you think of is Central Florida, right? Fractured.
Definitely.
Definitely. So here we are in
Not anywhere else.
this poorly edited screenshot of Google Maps. As you can see here, there is if you really look, if you really examine, if you
Did
look
you
really
did you
close, you'll see.
did you edit out the never
Don't
mind, never
don't
mind.
worry about it. I did make Tampa Bay larger as well, so you know that we are in fact in Tampa Bay. Anyway, you'll notice if you're eagle-eyed, there's actually this bay in between the two locations, which if you are a land creature such as myself, that does pose a problem, because you can't breathe water actually. Roads aren't supposed to
Have
go
you ever tried that?
underwater. I have. It didn't work out well, and here we are. Um, Pathways.
Podcast.
I'm calling in from the underworld, actually, on a lovely cruise down the river Styx. So you can't walk underwater, you can't drive underwater. So how could you cross the water without drowning? Okay, you got to get to the historic Old Northeast from Rubonia, and I don't know how you would do that. Well, the answer is you go around. Actually, there's
Yeah,
a
you
route
just
around
like
it. It's long, slow, miserable, and just look at that. That's hideous. It's also a
it's just like
poorly.
me.
It's all. It's also a poorly edited Google Maps screenshot, of course, because I am a trained professional. But you got to go up 41 here. once you get to 41, all the way up through Tampa up here, and then you go across the Gandy Bridge here, built in 1924, to the little peninsula thing here, and then wow, you're in St. Petersburg. Though this does send more traffic through Tampa, which traffic is bad. I learned that from playing City Skylines one time. Yeah, only once.
You want to pull up your hours? You want to pull up your hours?
516. It just we don't talk about it. Anyway, there was a boat. That's called foreshadowing. There was a boat. It's called the Beeline Ferry, and yeah, it made it so you didn't have to go through Tampa. You could cut 2/3 of the distance. Problem was it was slow, and it was for cars, so its capacity was also pretty terrible. So the trip itself was only an hour, but the wait to actually get on the ferry would get up to 3 hours each way. So your commute is now 7 hours.
How long do you know the commute from going around the bay?
No, but I think it just might be shorter than 7 hours.
Perchance.
I don't know. I'm not gonna go and test it myself, obviously, because Central Florida is hell on earth. Hell on earth. Yeah. I think I'd rather die than be down there right now. Anyway, the ferries continued to run until the not so great year of 1954, when bridge. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, there's a bridge? You can do that?
You can do that. If you don't know what a bridge is, you're out of luck. I'm not explaining it. So
do you know what a chair is?
You know what a chair is? A piece of furniture with a raised surface supported by legs commonly used to seat a single person. Chairs. Okay, we're not doing that. This is we're trained professionals here. Okay, we professionals have standards. The ferries wouldn't need to run after 1954 because on September 6th, the original Sunshine Skyway Bridge opened across the bay. That's this monstrosity unto God you see before you. As you can see, it just it's flat, and then it just ascends.
That seems like
straight to the heavens and then straight back down again. So we got these like flat beam bridge sections here, a bunch of cars that are older than you and are probably insulated with asbestos, and then it goes up to this cantilever section up here over the shipping channel to get through the port of Tampa. That was built by the Virginia Bridge Company, and then it goes back to a beam section. So the port of Tampa, you need to get ships in and out of the port of Tampa because believe it or not, ships are more important than a bunch of suburbanites in Central Florida. Now I know what you're thinking. Wow, that's blasphemous. How dare I suggest such a thing? But so the bridge needed to be built with around 45 meters of vertical clearance and around 263 meters of channel clearance. And for any freedom-loving, train-hating, commie-slaying Americans out there, that's a vertical clearance of 150 feet and a channel clearance of 864 feet.
Yeah, Imperial.
Yeah, we love the Imperial system. You can tell it's the good one because it shares a root with imperialism.
Yes.
Famous for being good and not causing problems for anyone.
Yeah, of course. No problems come from imperialism.
Do not look up Cecil Rhodes on Wikipedia.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, ships traveling in and out of the port would have to travel under the bridge. This cost them $21 million to build, and they could have made it look a little better. I mean, come on, look at that thing. That thing's almost
so
as
curved?
ugly as I am. Why is it so curved? It looks like a. Not gonna make that joke. I'm not gonna make that joke. We're not gonna make that joke. I do have one thing to say about that though, and it's anyway.
God.
You can fill in the gaps from here. All right. So this original bridge was built in 1954, 2 years before our good friend Ike did the Federal Aid Highway Act to establish the interstate highway standards. Once these standards were created, the Sunshine Skyway Bridge wasn't actually following them, which is really funny. Turns out interstate bridges need to have at least 4 lanes, and it only had 2. So, Fractured Sky Real, what would you do if you were posed with this issue and you needed to solve it?
I would. God.
That's
I'd
right.
do something, that's for
you'd
sure.
do what any sane person would do and build an identical bridge right next to it.
Well, yeah, definitely. What, another $21 million?
Of course, yes. Just it's a drop in the bucket. Okay, then what do you? Where? What else would we do with that money? You know?
Yeah, no, definitely not use it for our own benefit.
No.
Use it for Tampa Bay.
No, we hate Tampa Bay. Wait, do we like Tampa Bay?
It depends. If there's any people in Tampa out there,
we love your state, and if
yeah,
you don't live in Tampa, I fucking hate Tampa Bay. My God, get it out of here, man.
Leave.
Get them out of here. Anyway, so this new span would be used for the southbound traffic, and the original span was converted for the one-way northbound traffic. So now each is a one-way bridge. This is a very popular trend. They did the same thing with the Chesapeake Bay Bridge in Maryland. The bastards. Should have been a train bridge. Should have been a train bridge. I'll say it again. There are no trains on the eastern shore of Maryland, and thus it's like the worst part. Okay, those are directly related.
There are like
unless you live on the eastern shore, of course. In which case, I love the eastern shore so much. I've been there a total of twice. Once was when I had to walk over the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, which is part of the reason I hate it.
Oh, was that for that weird race?
Yeah, it was a 10K. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
And the other one was Ocean City, which was
Ocean City's
unremarkable. Okay. Yeah, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I don't know why everyone around me likes it so much. It's like if you took Atlantic City, stripped away the New Jersey Transit line, and then made it in a worse state, like a New Jersey Transit copycat. That's what it is. Anyway, so yeah, they've built this new bridge, identical, another drop in the bucket. The second bridge was completed in 1969, but just for the lulz, they delayed it to 1971 because, it's funny that way, You can't have a functional government in Florida. It's not allowed.
Yeah. You got to have that comedic timing.
This is the United States. We don't get it done. We don't get it done here. Oh, no, that's no.
Wrong slide.
Spoiler alert. Anyway, so 1971, they had to have it open with Walt Disney World, obviously, and also Amtrak and Southwest Airlines and Starbucks. Literally everything is founded in 1971. I have no idea why, but it's the most interesting thing to me that so many things.
It was just
came
an
into
okay
being
year
in 71. It is truly fascinating. Well, no, it wasn't an okay year for trains because they all went so bankrupt that the government actually had to do something. And Disney World being opened, that's also of debatable value. Same with Starbucks, and definitely the same with Southwest Airlines. So
Imagine Southwest better than Spirit, I do gotta say.
But they did lobby against high-speed rail in the Texas Triangle, so we don't like.
Pick your battles.
Anyway, so this is now Interstate 275. By the way, it's not that we that's what we call it. It's cool. It's called 275 because it goes off of Interstate 75, which
there are two bridges. Is that why they call it 275?
No,
they just added two because two bridges.
I think they just pulled the number out of their ass. Anyway,
okay.
If you weren't a turbo virgin like I am, you wouldn't know this. But I-75 is an interstate major that goes from Miami to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and then on into Canada. But I'm a turbo virgin, so I know that, so I can tell you. Now you too will die alone.
Because you now know that.
So will Fractured because of a thing in the mail that I bought off of Amazon that he said looked too cartoony. Anyway, we're not. We don't. Every bit we shoot goes in.
Yep. No editing here.
We don't edit. I could edit it, but I'm a lazy piece of shit. And I mean, we gotta steal the production value from Well, There's Your Problem as well. We might,
Of course.
Gotta go all the way. Going the extra mile to make your life extra hell.
We might add like a bleep if there's something real bad, but
we don't say a lot of real bad stuff.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Anyway, so now to recap, we've got 2 cantilever bridges over Tampa Bay that connect St. Petersburg to Bradenton, and apparently Eisenhower likes himself. So that's what we've learned. Now, you know what time it is? It's time to talk boats. Wow, this is a slide I've never seen before. I've never seen this one
It's
before.
so new. It's so new.
We've truly never seen. So
I've
anyway,
never seen this in my life.
these aren't the main boats. These are different boats. They're different special boats. But it occurred in the same year, and people died. So it counts. You know,
It
counts.
does.
What you see before you, well, one of what you see before you. Ignore the thing in the red box. We don't talk about that. That is the USCGC Blackthorn. Wow, what a really just rolls right off the tongue with that.
Definitely.
USCGC right there. United States Coast Guard cutter. Wow, it's a cutter for the United States Coast Guard. Who'd have guessed? On January 28th, 1980, it was departing from the Gulf of Tampa Dry Dock Company and leaving Tampa Bay, which is a very wise decision. If you or a loved one live in Tampa Bay, I would recommend leaving as soon as possible. The cutter was overtaken by the Kazakhstan, which was a Soviet passenger vessel. Those damn communists always causing us trouble. Am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? And then it kept going behind
me
it.
staring at the flag that's just there.
Yeah, the Soviet flag that's on your wall. Me with the Soviet anthem on my soundboard, ready to go at a moment's notice. No, we will.
Oh, yes.
And 3 copies of the Communist Manifesto, one of which is a comic book. I really like they made it into a comic book. I can't wait for the State and Revolution comic book, Wealth of Nations comic book, and my personal favorite, the Constitution comic book.
We also need the Art of War comic book.
Yes, the Art of War comic book, the Power Broker comic book, any for Dummies comic book. That'd be funny. Etiquette for Dummies comic book. That one, yeah. Make that one a thing.
Department of Transportation comic book. For sure.
it's like just the charter for the Department of Transportation, but a comic book.
But as a comic book.
It's the same image of Pete Buttigieg with like a speech bubble. It's just reading it out. I hereby declare. No. Okay. So yeah, the Blackthorn was close to the center of the navigation channel under the bridge, doing its boat shit. You know, it's going. It's boating.
As one does.
As one does. You or a loved one that has boated will know that boats do be floating.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. But as we will see, not all the time, because entering the bay was the SS Capricorn. I personally don't believe in star signs, so I guess this boat just isn't real. However, this was apparently the. I'm not gonna make.
Does that mean that weird Beyblade doesn't exist either?
Beyblade, let it rip. Anyway, the Blackthorn and the Capricorn, they're going through the channel. The Capricorn's owned by the Kingston Shipping Company, a company that sounds completely legitimate. I'm sure.
Not fake.
Yeah, that's definitely not a front for the mob or drugs.
Yeah.
It probably isn't, but with a name like Kingston, come on, man. You're doing some. You sound like a hitman corporation. That's what you sound like. You sound like Agent 47's
Pick something a bit better.
You sound like Agent 47's about to pay you a visit. Hello, Agent 47. Today you're boarding the SS Capricorn. You need to take out the head of communications and steer it into the USCGC Blackthorn. It's very.
Oh
urgent.
yes.
It's a high-profile target here. So yeah, these two ships, they had trouble seeing each other. They end up on a collision course. The Capricorn, and I guess the crew of the Blackthorn, they didn't believe in star signs either because they just didn't know the Capricorn existed.
Oh boy.
Which is.
This sounds like a recipe for a fun time.
Pretty damn based, if you ask me. If I hear one more person, I swear I was out and about, talking to somebody. And I was like, "Oh, when's your birthday?" And they asked me when my birthday was. And I was like, "Oh, it's redacted because people on the internet are creeps." Anyway, and I said that, and I was like, and it was like, "Oh, so what are you? Are you no, you're not. You might be an Aries. No, actually, you're." And it's like, "Oh my God, why? I thought highly of you for 2 seconds, and then you had to ruin it. You had to ruin it." It's like, "Are you a Pisces?" Yeah. And actually, they said it wrong. They said Pisces. I was like, yeah, I'm a Pisces. Pisces what? Piece of shit. yeah, that was a good one.
Much funny.
Much fun. Big funny, big humor.
Oh yes.
Anyway, so the Capricorn turned left and signaled for the cutter to pass starboard to starboard. And the Blackthorn and the Capricorn attempt evasive action, but they didn't know the Capricorn existed until too late. So they crash into each other head on, as you do.
As one does.
Story of my life, right there. There's nothing funny about that. Anyway, so the Blackthorn and the Capricorn, they crash into each other. But initially it's not too bad. Except the anchor for the Capricorn got lodged into the Blackthorn because they were gonna drop it in a few seconds.
Oh boy.
They were gonna well, maybe not a few seconds, but they were gonna drop it. So it got lodged in there, and then it got caught in the hull, and then it still had some momentum going. So it dragged the cutter along with it until the chain of the anchor became taut. In which case, the ship was already listing the Blackthorn, and it just fully capsized it with the anchor.
Oh.
Yeah, the cutter sank, and the tanker became like beached, leading up to the bridge.
That's a yikes.
Yeah. So 23 people died on the Blackthorn, and everybody on the Capricorn was just kind of fine. So you know.
Jeez, those little pompous people on their big boats. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about the size. Little do they know, it's not about the size of your boat. It's how you use it.
Size doesn't matter.
Size
folks.
doesn't matter. I think in this case, size actually did matter.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, now you get to tell us about the real boat of our story, which is this one.
Whoa! Look, it's the MV Some Adventure.
Wow, who could have foreseen that this boat would be in this story?
Yeah, it was a bulk carrier. It was best known for colliding into the Sunshine Skyway Bridge in 1980.
But Fractured Sky, what's a bulk carrier?
It's a carrier that carries things in bulk.
No shit, Sherlock.
But yeah, it was built in 1976 by Oshima Shipbuilding Company. That headquarters being in Nagasaki, Japan. Hence why Nagasaki is in the corner there. Nothing bad happened there in the 40s.
Nothing bad happened in the 40s there. Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I find it very humorous that a Japanese shipbuilding company builds a ship for what I presume to be is an American shipping company, and that ship is then registered in Monrovia, it appears.
Yes. That is correct.
Those are some international shipping business practices. Am I right, gamers? I don't even know where Monrovia is on a map. I'm looking it up.
Tell me, because I don't know either. Does it just not exist?
It's in Liberia?
What?
What?
That doesn't sound right, but okay. Anyways, while you look that up.
Okay.
It was 609 feet long, and had a girth of 85.5 feet.
Why did you use the word girth, man? You had one job. Oh, wait. Hold on. Just 1 second. I have the perfect...
No, don't do it. Don't do it. I know what's coming.
I already did.
Okay. What? Okay. God damn it.
That just feels so good.
Anyway.
Stop it.
All right. Back to the boats. This is a serious podcast. We swear.
Yeah, very serious.
With a bi-yearly upload schedule, apparently.
Yeah, clearly. We hopefully will have it more consistent now.
It's not gonna happen. We put the Dumpster Fire in Dumpster Fire podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, it had a dead weight of 33,912 tons.
I would know a lot about
that's
that,
more than 68 Union Pacific 844 freight trains.
Hey,
to learn more about that train, watch our last episode.
That one isn't. Wait, did you mention that one in the last one? It's been so fucking
Yeah, I did.
long, I don't even remember. Oh, okay. You probably shouldn't have, considering it was about Metrolink, which is.
Well, we talked about Union Pacific,
which is
as well.
Southern Pacific, by the way. Anyway, sorry.
It's just fine, but yeah, that's why
it took place on a Southern
68
Pacific subdivision.
trains.
You have no excuse. Anyway,
it's fine. Anyways,
it's unacceptable.
after being
unacceptable.
Oh, it's unacceptable. Yeah. After being repaired from the collision with the Sunshine Skyway, it would have to go through many different orders many different owners, and eventually would sink in 2010. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Next slide, please.
Do you have a slide on what happened to it in 2010?
Maybe, I don't remember.
I
It's
think
been
you
a long
did.
time since
I
looked
think
at
you do. I really hope you do. Also,
this. I hope I do.
someone is now playing Team Fortress 2. That's officially in the podcast recording.
Whoa!
Because I'm in display capture mode. So now
Great.
you know. That's awesome.
Anyways, Oshima Shipbuilding is a privately owned Japanese shipbuilding company that was
That is a
founded in
very
February.
pixelated map of Japan, can I just say?
Yeah, I know.
You
There's,
really
like,
couldn't find a
nothing.
better one?
I couldn't.
You couldn't just open Google Maps and take a screenshot like I
No,
did?
that's too much work. No.
Well, at least I can say I put more effort than you did into something, which is
Yeah, you
very
definitely
rare.
did.
It's very rare for me, honestly.
No. But anyways,
Ignore the Farah video. We don't talk about the Farah video.
But yeah, it was founded in February of 1973. Oshima launched their first ship in 75. So, geez, like 2 years to build a ship. Dang,
It's pretty damn fast.
go crazy. The faltering oil industry at the time caused a few problems inside the company with building and running the ships. And due to the hardships at hand between the years 1975 and 1979, Oshima cut many people from their workplace. From 1,800 workers to only 785. So that's that's
Quick
more
math.
than half. But yeah, in response to this, the company focused more on building Handymax and Panamax.
Panamax,
bulk carriers.
not Panamax. It's Panamax.
Yeah, Panamax.
Imagine
Instead of just the wide plethora they had before.
Imagine you have to assemble 68 locomotives worth of weight, and it's just like 700 guys.
Yeah, that would
like
not be
and
great.
like a big crane.
Just one crane.
And there's still some radiation from that time the Americans were assholes.
Yeah. Oh, also you can see Nagasaki in the very pixelated part of Japan.
Yeah,
in that
barely.
Very bottom left. Yeah, it's just a highlighted red color.
Yeah, Nagasaki, if you can call it that.
Yeah, dear God, that's what it looked like after the 40s. Anyways,
hopefully
next
we won't
slide,
have to
please.
scrap this. Next slide, do you say? Well, okay then.
So this is about a Handymax. A Handymax is usually 150 to 200 meters in length. For those of you that are watching that are American and don't listen to
the French.
The French talk. Yeah.
I hate France, except I don't let me in. Please.
That's 492 to 656 feet in length. Though there are some bulk restrictions in Japan, which make it so many Handymax carriers are just under 623 feet, which is 190 meters in length.
I hate bulk restrictions.
Yeah. Modern Handymax ships typically have a deadweight tonnage of around 52,000 to 58,000 metric tons. Have 5 cargo holds and 4 cranes that are around 30 metric tons of working load.
Wow,
which just makes it easier on ports that don't have as much of a diverse infrastructure.
That crane could lift 2 of me. Maybe 3.
Maybe 3 if it works real hard.
If it really puts in the work.
Yeah.
But definitely 2. I am 15 tons.
At least 2.
I look like I'm 15 tons. Anyway.
God. Anyways, next slide, please.
Next slide, please. You said that. Wow, that was really. You're flying through these.
Yeah, I make
just
a lot
like
that don't have much.
redacted joke.
Yeah, but this is a Panamax ship. A Panamax ship is built a bit more complicated than that of a Handymax. They are classified based on the terms for the size limits for ships that travel through the Panama Canal. Hence the name Panamax. Got it, Panama.
It's the Panama Max. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Specifically, the available lock chambers there are in the Panama Canal, and the height of the Bridge of the Americas. Because we don't want to run into that foreshadowing.
Running into bridges, especially in the Americas.
Never heard of that.
A bulk carrier running into a bridge in the Americas.
Whoa, that would be crazy if that ever happened.
That would just be terrible. Please tell me we can go to the next slide.
Not yet.
I was setting up. It was gonna be beautiful.
But now we get into the Tampa Bay port. It's located on the west side of the Central Florida region, specifically near downtown Tampa's Channel District.
You mean to
Port
tell me
directly
that
accesses Tampa Bay about 25 sea miles from the Gulf of Mexico. Woohoo!
You mean to tell me that the port of Tampa is in Tampa Bay?
What? Wait, really?
My mind is blown.
That's like the time.
My life will never be the same, Fractured. You don't understand.
That's the time. That's like the time you told me that my computer reached a
critical breakpoint's been reached.
Yeah, breaking point, and I wonder what that was. And you told me the wonderful insight that maybe, just maybe, my computer has reached a breaking point. Yeah. Just like I am reaching a breaking point right now.
I would know a lot about reaching breaking points.
Yeah.
Making jokes about that and then getting sent to a psychiatrist.
Yikes.
Anyway, back to the...
Couldn't be me yet.
That's called foreshadowing.
That's called foreshadowing, folks.
Speaking of foreshadowing, back to boats not running into bridges.
Yeah. This port serves container ships, tank ships, and cruise lines as well. Because, whoa, who wants to go on a large ship into the weird ocean?
It's like a theme park, but you can't leave.
Yeah.
That's so much.
Good
fun.
luck if that sinks. You ever seen the movie Titanic, folks?
Episode 3, Costa Concordia.
Yeah. But yeah, as of 2013, Tampa Bay ranks 16th in the U.S. for tonnage in domestic trade, 32nd in foreign trade, and 72nd. Second? That doesn't sound right. 22nd.
22nd.
22nd. That's
man.
The one.
What grade are you? How old are you?
Yeah, I'm running low.
You can't count to 22. And you're on a
22,
podcast
22.
that's supposed to be about engineering disasters.
Yes.
This is supposed to be at least a little informative, and you just said 22.
Yeah, 22. It's the 22nd in total trade. This port is the largest and most diverse port in Florida.
Proudly 22nd.
What?
Proudly 22nd.
Proudly 22nd. Yeah. But yeah, it's the largest and most diverse in Florida, and it supports over 80,000 jobs. Props to you, and not to Oshima Shipbuilding, because
they fired over half their workers. Freaking assholes.
Yeah. It sounds like Twitter to me. Let's not get into that though.
Next episode, Twitter.
Next episode, Twitter.
Actually, I don't know who's supposed to pick the next episode because a previous hire was unable or unwilling to complete the tasks before them.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
It's
We could probably like make a guest pick it. I don't know that.
Snail. I know you can hear me. Start researching disasters.
Wait, I have them server muted. Hold on.
Start researching disasters, and the second we end this, you're picking one, and we're gonna start slides immediately.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be 9/11.
Though it would be funny if it was.
It would be funny.
It would be really funny.
But yeah, just clock out that research. Anyways,
speaking of
they also
clocking,
have a ship repair facility on site.
The response is just sad.
Sad. Really? Oh.
Story of my life.
Story of my life. But yeah, they have a ship repair facility on site as well, which I guess didn't seem to work in the 70s.
No,
anyways,
they needed afterwards, not before.
Yeah. Next slide, please.
Yeah. So boats just don't run into bridges, and oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah, the Some Adventure was involved in the topic of this podcast. Whoa. The Sunshine Skyway bridge disaster in Tampa Bay, Florida on May 9th. That's wrong month. May 9th, 1980. I thought we were in May. I hate the M months.
What the hell are you talking about?
I thought, I was going to say, oh, that was yesterday in 1980, but then I was like, wait, no. Wrong month.
You tried.
Anyways, while negotiating a required turn in the narrow channel during a storm, the radar failed, and the ship struck one of the piers on the southboard span of the bridge. 430 meters, 1,400 feet of the steel cantilever highway bridge then collapsed. Next slide, please.
Generally, what you're gonna want to do in a situation like this is if your bridge has supports, generally you want those to remain standing. Now,
But as you can see, that didn't happen.
I'm no genius, but like I can tell from this photo, the bridge fell down, and generally you don't want it to do that.
Yeah.
Unless it's like World War One and you're like in Belgium.
Yeah.
That was a really niche history reference, but someone out there got it. There's someone out there silently nodding while listening to Spotify.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Not having the faintest damn idea what we're talking about because this is a podcast with slides. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, here's the next slide with the
like how that guy's got an umbrella to protect from the raining.
A lot of these are not accurate, but there's
like the
one
beige
of these that is
Volvo
historically
estate.
accurate. There's only one that is historically accurate.
One
of the and then another one that's half accurate. Anyways, the collapsing of the bridge caused a Greyhound bus, hence the Greyhound bus.
That isn't the actual Greyhound bus.
That's not the real Greyhound bus. That one's in the Tampa Bay.
I can't
somewhere.
believe. No, they pulled it out. You didn't put the photo of it, but it was like reduced to a pancake and like folded in half. It was pretty.
I didn't go that deep into looking at it.
If you were in that bus, I would hazard a guess that you'd be having a bad day.
Yeah, all of them died.
Yeah.
In that bus.
I think there was only one survivor of those who fell off the bridge.
Yeah, it's the guy holding the umbrella next to the truck there. He was the only survivor.
And he's in a neck brace because...
Yeah. But yeah, it caused a Greyhound bus. A truck, that blue truck right there is the truck mentioned here, and 6 other vehicles to fall 50 meters, which is 165 feet for you patriots out there.
So you chose a bunch of Top Gear references.
Yes.
Naturally.
Yes, as one does. Into the bay, which caused a total of 35 people to die. Next slide, please.
Now they died because, as previously mentioned, us land creatures cannot survive underwater. Yeah. Thus,
without
the purpose
any
of the bridge.
Pure form of oxygen.
Yes.
Well, actually, not pure, but
also, I think at that height, when you hit the water, it's kind of just like hitting a brick
concrete.
Wall.
Yeah.
Like it's
not
really
great.
Impressive that guy lived. And
we get into that a little later
because look at the truck. Look at it.
Yeah, we get into how he lives later.
That is a
convertible. But yeah.
I didn't know they made convertible pickup trucks. That's wild.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy. Anyways, next slide, please. Yeah, we got this guy here. This guy is John. He was the pilot of the Summit Venture. Is John E. Laro. Sorry, John, if you're watching this podcast and I pronounced your name wrong. Anyways, he was cleared of wrongdoing by both the state grand jury and a Coast Guard investigation, which I don't think.
Yeah, the Coast Guard, famous for being competent around the Sunshine Skyway Bridge.
Yeah, of course. They definitely didn't get a hook planted into their boat and get it capsized.
They definitely didn't get Minecraft fishing rodded under the boat.
They just got PvP'd.
Yeah.
Minecraft PvP.
Capricorn never dies.
Capricorn never dies. But yeah, he didn't get charged for anything since it was like a technical malfunction with the radar failing and it being cloudy. But yeah, that's still 35 people on his wrongdoing. So that's pretty
not
cool.
His wrongdoing, the radar's wrongdoing,
but he was still behind what if he planned it? What if he just shut off the radar? Just called it good there.
Fracture. This isn't it's not a conspiracy podcast.
Yeah, that's true. That didn't happen. There's no proof that happened.
There's no proof that happened. Just like there's no proof that the world's round. Anyway, let's keep talking.
Yeah. But yeah, the state grand jury cleared him of wrongdoing, so he's chill, I guess.
It's called a grand jury because they're all old.
Yeah. And they probably hate trains. Anyways, next slide,
Train-hating
please.
commie bastards. Oh wait, no, uncommie bastards.
Uncommon bastards. Yeah. So this is the guy.
Not to
who
scale. Do
survived.
not be alarmed.
Yeah. No. But yeah, this is the guy who survived the crash. A right lad named Wesley McIntyre was the
Baller
only
name.
person that survived the fall that day. His truck fell off the bridge, but bounced off the bow of the lovely ship that caused the situation to happen. So he didn't purely hit the water. He hit a big hunk of steel floating in the water.
So it's like you're falling from a cabinet into the fire, but you break your fall in the frying pan before falling into it.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, he did end up falling into the bay after hitting the ship, which is great.
What do you mean
he was
great
pulled out
by that, Fractured? Can you elaborate on that concept a little bit?
It's just quite the circumstance for him, having hit a large iron vehicle and then falling then again into some water, which, as you stated before, us land creatures can't survive in.
That's true. Little known fact, if you do spend more than an hour underwater, like without any sort of equipment or gear, you're probably not gonna make it. Like just a
Yeah.
hunch.
But yeah, he was pulled out of the ship. He was pulled out of the water later by the ship's crew. So props to them for doing that. Physically, he only suffered from a cut on the head and some water in his lungs. Maybe we should get that checked out. Jeez.
I mean, can you imagine, like, hi, we did it, and now we're gonna save you.
Yeah, we caused this to happen to you, but now we're gonna save you.
Bask in our kindness and benevolence.
Yes. But yeah, he only suffered from a cut on the head and some water in his lungs. Yeah, he ended up suing the company that owned the ship at the time.
Did he win?
He won and settled for $175,000.
That is probably not enough.
Yeah, no, not. But he got some money.
He did get some money. Well, is that adjusted for inflation actually?
It is not. It's 175 in 1984.
Well, do your own homework, user. No one cares. Viewer, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on 4
But
hours
yeah,
of sleep. I have no idea what's going on.
He unfortunately ended up dying, of not because of his injuries, but because of bone cancer at the age of 65.
Cancer ruins everyone's day all the time.
Yeah, he always would quote, regretted being the sole survivor among those that fell, which is like that weird survivor's
guilt.
Yeah, that one.
Like why was it me? What makes me different from anyone else? They were all like me.
The thing that makes him different is that he hit the ship.
He did hit the ship.
He just basically the ship.
The ship
They
hit
just
the fan.
full on punched the bridge in the face, and then he just gave them a little love tap in the back.
Full on Kanye West. Is it Kanye West? No, it's Will Smith. I always get those two.
Yeah, Will Smith.
No idea why.
They are two very different people.
Yeah. Well, okay. In my defense, I started associating them with each other long before the Kanye West incident. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And
I was gonna say
because I identify celebrities based on facial hair, and they both had like a really similar thing going on when I first saw them, and I was just like, oh, that's the same person. Just like how every now and then when I'm playing Half-Life, I'm like, hello guys, it's me, Morgan Freeman. I mean Gordon Freeman.
Yeah.
They both have the beard.
That's understandable though, because they sound.
And they both have the beard.
Okay.
Both have
Yeah.
the beard.
Both do have a beard.
And similar
except
haircut.
one is black.
I haven't seen a photo of Morgan Freeman in a really long time. Hold on.
Oh. He's about to get his mind blown.
He's that guy who, like, they always say he's got. Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Was he in that movie with the cars?
There's a lot of movies with cars.
Anyway, back to the topic
Anyways,
again.
yeah.
How the hell did we get here?
But yeah, every year on the anniversary of the incident, he would drive to the bridge to salute the ones that did not survive that day. So props to him. He's a right lad.
Chad of a man right there.
Chad of a man.
Also,
Um,
drippy watch, can I just say?
Yeah, that is a great watch.
That's a great watch.
Oh yeah. Also in the top right, top left. I'm sorry. You can see where each thing fell, where each car fell, and what vehicles they were. Which
Though
I
it is
did
not
not.
to scale. Do not be alarmed. Do not be alarmed. It's not to scale.
Yeah, it's not to scale. But
You know what else isn't to scale?
we're not going there.
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Anyways, next slide, please.
Next slide, please. You say. All right, here we go. Nice pixelated image, loser.
Ah, yeah. Anyways, after having its hull repaired, it continued service under the same name. That being the Summit Venture. It would return to Tampa for the last time in September of 1990.
Hey guys, remember me?
You remember me? Yeah. To be inspected by the United States Coast Guard. What great people. But yeah, it would then be sold from its original owner, Hercules Carriers, to a Greek company called the Endeavor Shipping in November of 1993. So it went from the Tampa Bay Port Authority to the people in the top, which are Endeavor Shipping.
Okay, can I just say, I love in all of these like things before ships sinking, they always get traded hands like a million times to the most backwater companies you've never heard of in the slightest.
Yeah. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. Like I couldn't find logos for some of these companies. Yeah, it's that bad.
Oh, good.
So, anyways, Endeavor Shipping, in November of 1993. Under their ownership, the carrier was renamed to Sailor One.
Oh wow!
Which primarily worked along the U.S. West Coast. Ooh, boy, the West Coast.
West Coast famous for earthquakes and burning itself to the ground.
True.
I burned myself to the ground. Anyway.
Me win liberal destruction. That's not destruction of liberals. That's arson, friends. Anyways,
I burn down this forest every time I own the libs.
Yeah. It would then be sold once again in the May of 2004 to a company from Singapore.
From Singapore, yes.
Singapore.
What are we singing more of?
What
do you do with the drunken sailor? Oh, we went two very different directions with that.
Oh. But yeah, Frontier Shipping. Next slide, please. Yeah. After being sold again, it was renamed the KS Harmony, and flew a Panamanian flag servicing the Caribbean Sea. It then sank off the Vietnamese coast, hence why there's Vietnam there and the coast of Vietnam being highlighted.
You said it was surfing the Caribbean Sea. So how the hell did it end up in Vietnam?
That's a damn good question.
Did you research that, or is this just...
No, I didn't. I just like kind of was like, let's get this done.
Oh no, fracture.
But yeah, it sank off the Vietnamese coast under the name of Gian Mao 9, or Jiu in that Panamanian, yeah, in 2010. But yeah, that's the story of the MV Summit Venture.
Boat fall down.
That's the moral of the story here, folks.
Keep your boat from falling down.
Maybe don't hit bridges.
Yeah, look out for bridges. If you're driving a boat, don't hit bridges.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
That's... As someone who has been on a bridge, I would prefer that it does not fall out from below my feet, personally. I think...
That would be ideal.
That'd be nice, you know?
Yeah.
But alas, a luxury not all of us can afford.
Yeah, but that's why we're here.
So that is why we're here. You know why I'm here?
Why are you
very,
here?
Very misguided decision 5 months ago.
Very true.
Very, very true. Wouldn't it be funny if we did the what the hell is it called? Sunshine Skyway disaster for our next episode of the podcast? Wouldn't that be funny? Fractured Skyreal, wouldn't that be funny?
We expected that to be a month after our first podcast, but some external factors happened, and here we are 5 months later.
I got stabbed, and that didn't actually happen.
No, that didn't happen. I got stabbed in the heart, but you know, morally, not in real life. But
literally, they walked right up to you and just carved it straight out.
Yeah, it was. Oh god,
it was like
damn.
a Mortal
Anyways,
Kombat finisher. Oh my golly, it was terrible.
Still trying to work through that one, folks. It's fine though. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, do what I do and bottle up all your emotions until you snap one day.
What else do you need to do?
You snap one day and you reach for the aluminum can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Liquid death, more like
liquid death. It's about to not be a liquid.
God, I want to turn myself into clam chowder, as they say. If you do have any suicidal tendencies, please do see a therapist. We are not
call the helpline. I don't know
not
if the
take our
helpline
advice.
actually helps because I've never called them. I probably should have at some point, but I haven't. But if you call them, they might help you. I don't know.
Yeah, we are not licensed therapists. Do not listen to
I cannot speak from personal experience. None of this is legal advice. None of this is financial advice. None of this is engineering advice. And most importantly, none of this is shipping advice.
Oh, God, yeah.
Dude, so don't, and this is also not, we are completely neutral on the events of January 13th, 2022. Our stance is completely neutral on that. I don't actually know if that was actually something really big. I probably should have checked that before. Hold on.
What happened January 13th?
Top tweets, 10 things I need to know. Okay. McCarthy refuses to talk to House January 6th commit. Oh no. Consumer prices rise at fastest pace in 4 days. Oh no. Biden administration to send schools 10 million COVID tests monthly. I mean, that's not. Trump hangs up on NPR interviewer who pressed him about false election claims. Oh, no. Boris Johnson apologizes for attending garden party during lockdown. Oh no. NATO Russia talks on Ukraine end in stalemate. Oh no.
Oh boy! What a great day!
U.S. imposes sanctions after North Korea missile test. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice extremely unwell with COVID. Well, it's
what a great day for the world.
Judge declines to dismiss sex abuse lawsuit against Prince Andrew.
Oh, good God! Okay,
Pop
I think that's
singer
enough
Ronnie
for January
Spector
13th.
Dies at 78. Okay, well, this is why you do your research before you make witty comments, folks.
Yeah, but our specific
I'm sorry, I couldn't stop myself.
Anyways, our specific event on January 13th, we are neutral on.
Yeah, the one we're referencing, which if you know, you know, and I am deeply sorry if you were affected by that. I will see to it that it does not happen again. Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for listening or watching our podcast. Thank you for
listening to the Dumpster Fire podcast. I've been the Pasta Masta. This has been Fractured Sky. Snail.
I have been Fractured Sky. Snail is here. Do you want to say? Do you have anything to say?
The entire time. Please say something very funny and humorous. Please.
Snail. Anything to add on?
Hi.
You're on server muted.
You're unmuted. Sir, yeah, like you could talk.
I'm on server muted.
Yeah. And we're still recording. What would you like to say?
We're live.
Final remarks.
We're on the air right now.
Don't eat escargot. Anyway.
You heard it here first.